The war we're facing right now is actually a plan they've had in place for a long time. It's been on paper, on the board, on the table. They've been discussing it for decades. But if you ask, if they really want to rule the world this much, is it possible to take over the world without war? Honestly, in theory, it is possible. But I'm not sure which would be worse for us, ruling the world with war or ruling the world without any war at all. Because the theory of world domination without war can only happen if they can control all the resources. Completely and absolutely. And by resources, I mean money. Every single cent, every currency from every country in the world would have to be in the same system and controlled by just two people. Every single person on Earth, with no exceptions, not even one, would have to be tracked and controlled. But do you know why? Because this will never happen as long as there are still countries in the world that want to compete with America, that want to dominate, but can't because of China. China, which might be moving toward de-dollarization. The nation is actively seeking to move away from its heavy reliance on the dollar and instead conduct trade outside of the dollar system. That is precisely why America feels the need to intervene and manage these global situations with thoroughness. Because if these things aren't kept within the capitalist system they've invested in, it becomes more difficult for them to pull out their investments or their expected profits. You can support the World Domination Plan information from the Psy Money Monster channel at this QR code. Or it's really easy to support the Psy Money Monster channel. Just like, share, and comment to chat and interact with us. Let us know what you think. Psy always welcomes everyone's opinions. I hope that just keep it polite, that's all. And what I'd like you to do most is, yes, please hit the subscribe button for me. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and do it now. That's enough for now. And maybe next time, if I come up with something, we'll meet again, okay? Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, thank you. All right, in this clip, let's get started with the World Domination Plan. If you want to take over the world without war, like I mentioned before, you have to have absolute control over resources. That means controlling money and controlling people. There's actually a name for this. It's called the control grid, or something like a control network. To make this happen, there are 3 tangible factors that need to be established. I'll tell you what those 3 factors are in this clip, but let me say up front, it's not that they don't exist yet. They actually all already exist. It's just not fully complete yet. Now, let's talk about America's plans. The wars we see happening today, all those big explosions and everything that seems to be happening one after another, have these really been planned out and sitting on paper on someone's desk for a long time? Honestly, it might actually be true. Because if it wasn't, why would central banks around the world be stockpiling gold in their reserves if nothing was going to happen, right? So listen to this. The United States' plan to use military force to attack Iran is a move that America absolutely has to pull off. Because if they manage to take Iran, oil prices could shoot up to $200 per barrel really quickly. And if oil prices stay at that level, China won't be able to hold out, and the European Union will not be able to hold out much longer either. Of course, these aren't my own words. Who would ever dare to say something quite like that? But these are actually the predictions made by a Russian politician named Vladimir Zhirinovsky, and he actually made these claims back in the year 2013. Let's listen to his full statement. Another 7 Arab countries will be hit very, very, very hard. I feel truly honored, and this is really something. When it comes to this, if someone says, wow, that's a statement from the side that's really against the United States, it doesn't really carry much weight. So let's listen to what former NATO Supreme Allied Commander Wesley Clark said back in 2007. He recounted that at that time, the administration of George W. Bush at the time was attacking Afghanistan and Iraq. There was a paper that stated the next targets would be other Islamic countries. Among those, the last country that needed to be dealt with was Iran. So I bet it Hasham, Q Wex Suter and Blue Time Erberming in Neft and Eyes and Isa Vista go on the world with their conister with Worstenert is the Iwajana, the Goop teched up. Yes, Spa right, is the Ratchy Justice score at this style from upstayers me accord to Bin's Roffice today. Iso Memo, the Scroopage Gold Takey of 7 country gin beers, Starry Mr. Regiment, Serial Love One Lobby of Smalley Sodan, and then Dinchin of Ahar. And if anyone has been following the Psy Money Monster channel, many of you might remember that about a month ago, I posted this clip, Iran might be next in line, before the real incident actually happened, when America really went and bombed Iran, right? And then there were comments like, wow, this channel is so spot on. It's like you saw it with your own eyes. Can I get some lottery numbers? Or can you tie the picture and scratch for numbers? No, I can't do that. Let me explain first. Thank you so much, by the way. For those who think, wow, Psy's channel is so accurate, I do feel happy about that. But honestly, like I said, these are stories and plans that have been laid out for a long time. This information might not be public, but it's definitely not a secret. The plan to attack Iran, if you've been following, has been talked about for a very long time. There's even evidence in the form of statements from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel, who talked about attacking Iran as far back as 1996. Up until now, everything has been taken care of, and just listen to this.
The audio in this particular section is unfortunately quite unclear, and it is important to remember that it's just one time, you know? It might be 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 just one time, you know? During this week, we are looking at how things change. This part of the recording is also unclear and cannot be accurately transcribed or translated at this moment. These shoes represent a significant amount of money, and there is absolutely no clear reason for what plays out in the middle of the terrain. This final part is also unclear and cannot be accurately transcribed or translated into a meaningful sentence. Weekswake Fund having the Fissel method. Vernetters and AL of Nuka Bourbon Santha, not Scup your Ank produces Snagla Vaffin, and of the risk at Kurt of Quititude be you this quit be with, and off of Imans and Sunny here.
The historical story and all that is really long, dense, and complicated. There's a lot of talk about why Israel wants to attack Iran so badly, and it also involves other Islamic countries in that area as well, and of course, the desert. I won't go into the details in this clip, but if anyone wants to know more about the relationships and conflicts in the Middle East, I recommend checking out this channel, Point of View. They cover it really thoroughly, and it's honestly very good. But our channel is called Sand Money Monster, so let's focus on this topic instead, the possibilities regarding this violence, which comes from the words money, capitalists, and divesting with profit. So when analyzing the game, we first need to understand who the real players in the game actually are. And if you want to get to know the players, or the players, go back and watch this video again. Finish this one first, then go check it out. Now, in this context, we'll look at examples of capitalists. Let's see who supports Donald Trump and the US government financially. But let me say first, the numbers you'll see in the chart are only the figures that have been made public, and they're just the numbers that is exactly what all these numbers represent. Now, let's take a closer look. The #1 main sponsor of Donald Trump is Timothy Mellon. This influential person holds power over almost the entire financial empire. The second top sponsor of the US government is the tech visionary Elon Musk. Yes, SpaceX, Tesla, all of it is included. From being a tech giant to AI to military technology, from the surface of the Earth up through the atmosphere and even out into space. The third biggest sponsor of the Donald Trump administration is Miriam Anderson. Not only does she provide major support to Donald Trump, She is a prominent Israeli citizen, born in Israel, and is a deeply committed and major supporter of Israel, a key backer of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and yes, the right-wing political faction of Israel. Miriam Anderson is widely considered to be one of the biggest supporters of Israel in the entire world. Number 9. This sponsor is named Robert Bigelow. He is the founder and chief executive officer of Bigelow Aerospace. It's a space technology company that doesn't directly manufacture any weapons at this point, but it's space technology used for military defense and security. Basically, it's used in warfare. Number 10 that I'll mention is Kenzie Warren, founder of Energy Transfer, which is the largest oil pipeline company in the United States. Just think about that. Right now, the Strait of Hormuz is closed and people all over the world are affected, but energy transfer in America won't be affected. That's because the money from oil is shifting and going to Energy Transfer, which is the company transporting the oil. For every company in the United States again. And now let's talk about the 16th sponsor, which is Paul Singer, the chairman of Elliott Investment Management. This is one of the most influential hedge funds in the world. If you look at Elliott Investment Management's portfolio, you'll see that their large portfolio includes technology as well. Finance, defense, and defense contractors. Now, if we look at this summary chart again, we can see which industries these capitalists come from that support the US government. It's very clear and comprehensive, covering everything from tech, military weapons, energy, finance, and supporters from Israel. As I mentioned, the numbers you see are just the figures that can be made public. All these collaborations and interests, there have definitely been agreements, discussions, and plans made in advance. Who would have thought, or maybe some people never even considered, that the closure of the Hormuz Strait might actually be part of a plan written by the United States? Because right now, the whole world is suffering. The volume of oil exports from the Middle East passing through the Strait of Hormuz, which used to be 80 million barrels per day, is now down to 0. The price of crude oil, since the incident happened, the global oil price has already shot up to $80 per barrel, and everyone is really anxious about whether it might break through $100 per barrel. Stock markets around the world have plunged. Countries that import a lot of oil are suffering even more than others. You could say everyone is in trouble and no one is left out. Seriously, energy security is a top-level concern for every country. And it's not just countries around the world being affected. It's not only the countries directly impacted either. Right now, even Iran itself, the country that closed the Strait of Hormuz, is hurting. You might ask, aren't they fine? But if they can't sell oil, they don't get any money. And they need that money to fund the war, so they're suffering too. But is the whole world really in trouble? Like I said before, that's not entirely true. One person's disaster can always be another person's fortune. And what's happening right now, no matter who's hurting, whose economy's collapsing, or how risky things get, what America is gaining is the pain that Iran and China are experiencing at the same time. Right now, this is actually a benefit for the United States. Because at this moment, do you know what's happening? It's making some countries start to seriously consider what they'll do if they can't buy oil from the Middle East for a long time, longer than their national oil reserves will last. What are they going to do then? Looks like they'll have to rely on America now. The US has managed to plant this idea in the minds of various countries. And which companies are benefiting from this? That would be ExxonMobil, Chevron, and Phillips, oil companies. On the day the strait was closed, all their stocks surged, basically jumping in line with global oil prices. Why? Because global oil prices shot up. Did the costs for these companies go up? Not at all. They're all producers. Their costs stay the same, but they can sell at higher prices in line with global oil prices. That's easy profit, right? And like I said, this has made people start to wonder, hey, if we still want energy but can't buy from the Middle East, do we have to go back to relying on the United States? This is the answer, right? It's about the network, the US proof of weapon system. Does it still work? Well, we can see now that America's guns still have power. They still maintain the ability to control the world's oil supply. And this isn't just a victory in terms of trade, it's a strategic victory. One additional crucial point that I want to highlight is that when oil prices go up, it has a very direct and significant impact on the US dollar. Why? Just look at the oil price charts. Every time we check the oil price chart, we read it as how many US dollars per barrel, right? That's because oil prices are still firmly and historically pegged to the US dollar. When oil becomes more expensive, but supply decreases and demand for oil increases, what people will need more of is the US dollar. So as oil prices rise and demand increases, the US dollar, or the DXY index, also strengthens. For example, we Thais often see news about the Thai baht weakening sharply. That's because the US dollar is getting stronger. And some people wonder if all of this was already planned out, already thought through, and everyone has agreed? Wait, is the war we're seeing in the world right now just a show? It's not just a show, it's real. It's what you call, it's more like propaganda. How should I put it? TV commercials, exclusive media coverage, showing off planes, drones, missiles, boasting powerful launches, pinpoint attacks, top-notch specs, and destructive power. What cutting-edge technology do they use? This is free advertising, watched by people all over the world. They don't have to pay for media at all. And do you know why? All these products I mentioned, these weapons of war, in normal circumstances, even if you had the money, you couldn't buy media space to advertise them like this. The only way to do it is they organize an exhibition called a War Expo to showcase these products. That's it. And right now, there's another really good product that everyone's been talking about, and it seems to work really well. It's called AI warfare. Yeah, using AI to plan battle strategies and things like that. There's a company called Anthropic, which is the owner and creator of this course. They outright refuse to cooperate with the US government on military matters. The US government immediately banned them, saying, "You'll become a vulnerability in the supply chain, so you're not allowed to be used right now." And just like that, OpenAI, which once said they were working for humanity, jumped right in. "Don't worry, Sam, we'll handle it for you, Uncle Donald Trump." And right now, it's also a time when advertising is possible. Artificial intelligence products related to warfare are doing really well lately. Iran saw this trend and realized, wow, using AI to plan strategic wars is just how incredibly effective it can be. Iran didn't like it, so they went and bombed Amazon's massive AWS data center facilities. This is actually the first time in recorded history that a data center has become a primary military target. Normally, things like data center are usually attacked financially, or maybe by hackers or something like that. But we've never seen them get bombed before. Iran didn't want to risk AI being used for war planning, so they just used bombs to take out the servers. Now, at this point, a lot of people still have questions. They've been itching to argue since earlier, like, hey, that's not true. You said every country in the world is suffering except America, but that's not right. Actually, America was affected too. On the day the war broke out, to be honest, the US stock market, the numbers were in the red too. And more importantly, America was the one who started the war. The Pentagon actually estimated that the cost the United States would have to spend on this war would be over $200 billion. Why they threw that much money into the war from the start, I have no idea. So where does the US even get the money to fund the war? The government budget was already in the red, about 6% or so. That means if the war drags on, the United States will have to borrow even more, which means issuing more bonds, right? If they issue more bonds, that means as the supply of bonds keeps increasing, there's a chance interest rates will go up and the bond market could collapse. Then the US government budget deficit would get even worse just to raise funds to keep the war going. So how can anyone say the US doesn't suffer losses? Of course there are losses. Just admit it, there are losses. Like I said, when it comes to finances, war always causes damage. And when you think about it, Honestly, has the United States ever really accepted a loss? Especially during Donald Trump's time, they definitely wouldn't accept a loss. So whatever they lost, they want to get something back, and it must be something really significant. Now, let's go back to the topic we set aside earlier, which is how to dominate the world without having to go to war. How to completely control resources and create what's called a control grid, a network of control. This control grid has to consist of 3 tangible elements, right? Like I mentioned before, the first one is controllable money means digital money, like CBDCs or asset tokens and things like that. The second thing is people. You have to be able to control people, and not just a certain group or a large group, but people all over the world. What I'm talking about here is digital ID. Basically, for a digital ID to really control people's lives, it has to be linked to money. It has to connect back to digital money. As for the details of how this works and how scary it can get, I'll save the details for this clip: digital ID, digital bondage. And the third factor is the infrastructure that makes the first and second points work, whether it's AI boxes, data centers, satellites, wireless connections, high-speed connectivity, things like that. These are the 3 things. If you have all of them in place, you could basically rule the world without needing war. Investors just put in the money and can easily reap the returns. No sweat, because everything can be controlled. So, does America want this? America probably wants it a lot, but they can't achieve it as long as China still exists. That's why the #1 objective of the United States, for many years up to now, has never changed. Even though they haven't gone to war with any country or dropped bombs on China, America's top goal is still to undermine China's economic stability and growth. Because if China falls apart, wow, in America's view, that's really extreme. Iran is one of the key powers that the United States needs to sever from China, because Iran is also China's largest source of cheap energy, just like how the US already cut off Venezuela, which was China's source of cheap oil. The US has also cut off sources of cheap minerals, silver, rare earths, or whatever, from Latin America to China as well. Some people might wonder, hey, why doesn't America like China? Why are they busy surrounding other countries at that time? Why don't they just go after China and get it over with? Well, China really is huge. And another thing is that China has quite a lot of nuclear weapons. You could even call it one of the nuclear superpowers. So attacking China recklessly is just too risky. Meanwhile, while the world is caught up in wars and all sorts of violence, the global financial sector is still pushing forward with what it wants. And that's actually one of the factors that led to the control grid is basically about creating digital money. Like Larry Fink, the CEO of the world's largest asset management company, BlackRock, has said many times, he wants all the assets in the world, every single asset, to be tokenized. Because, well, wouldn't that make investing and everything else so much easier? But really, it's about making it easier for them to control. And in the next era, let's say this current war comes to an end, if it does, then we might begin to witness people enjoying the incredible convenience of digital IDs, which I really have to say, they're rolling out country by country, and it's getting closer and closer to us all the time.